It's staring at me. It blinks as I turn on. It blinked. I won.
Yes.
I won the game. Go. I'm so good at winning. Down there, right there. On the line, yep.
Sure is.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh, see, yeah, turn over there.
Oh, I see it. That's a big one.
It's honestly not that big.
It's like the grandpa one.
Nothing turtle. There's a lot of gators in there, boy.
But that's why it's like look.
But that's the whole middle part is closed in for them. Just that.
Yeah, they're gonna start to. Yeah, but maybe there's salt water.
It's so cute. It's so
I
cute.
think that's fake, right?
What?
It is fake.
What one? That's fake. Oh, they're so cute. Those are my favorite type of birds. The one with the red. The tortoise is so cute. Mommy, it's fine. There's a gate. Yes, they won't hurt us.
Oh, there you go.
That's why he sees them.
He's opening the gate. What?
What's for dinner?
The children.
Oh, children, here we go.
Alright everybody, it is that time. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
I want to welcome everybody to the Everglades Alligator Farm and to our alligator feeding demonstration. My name is Lee. I am going to be feeding these alligators here today. Here in this pond there's over 250 alligators. This is our breeding pond, so for every one male alligator there's at least 5 to 7 females. The reason for that, one male alligator can cover several different females throughout the entire mating season. Also, male alligators are very territorial. So in order for us to reach those types of males, we have to minimize the amount of males that go into the pond. So yes, the majority of the alligators in here are female alligators. The way you would tell the alligators apart would be by the size. Male alligators get bigger than female alligators. So the bigger ones like this one here in the front, ones that are way bigger than the other ones, those are going to be male alligators. Smaller ones are going to be female.
Oh my god.
What did he just
Look, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What is that?
Oh my god. Rats. Rats. Oh my god. The way he's trying to eat it. In front of you, buddy. They all come up. Oh my god, you do that. Oh.
Then you're probably wondering, one small bucket of rats, is that going to be enough to feed all of the alligators in this pond? No, it's not. Alligators are cold-blooded animals, so alligators do not have to eat every single day like us, like animals. Alligators can go long periods of time without food. Out in the wild in the Everglades, alligators can go anywhere between 2 and 3 years without food when full grown. But these alligators are captive alligators. These alligators are well fed. Once a month we dump in over 1,000 pounds of meat. We use beef, chicken, pork, fish, farm-raised rats and rabbits, and 1,000 pounds of meat once a month. That is more than enough to feed all of the alligators in this pond.
Look at this one.
There's a fight in there.
Oh my god.
What are you throwing in there, rats?
Also, you never want to be in the water with an alligator. Because if you're in the water with an alligator, the only thing the alligator might see is your little head above the water. The alligator is going to mistake your tiny little head as a small bird, a small duck, or a small mammal. The alligator is going to approach you in the water, more than likely attack you, take you under the water, and then drown you. Once under the water, then the alligator will finally realize it cannot swallow your full body. Alligators will never go after anything and try to eat it if the alligator can see how big it is. And if the alligator knows it cannot swallow it whole, the alligator will not go after it and try to eat it. So no, human beings are not on the menu for alligators. But being in the water with one, your chances of getting attacked goes up a lot more. So while you're out here in Florida, you want to go for a swim, you might want to stick to the pools or even the beaches. Because anywhere in Florida where there is fresh water, there is a chance of an alligator living in that water. Another way to get attacked by an alligator is by doing what I'm doing right now, which is feeding them. Wild alligators have a natural fear of men, but once you feed an alligator, they death here. All it takes is one time. You feed an alligator out in the wild once, then after that, that alligator is going to start coming up to the people looking for food. So feeding them makes them a lot more dangerous. It is also illegal to feed wild alligators. Once an alligator has been fed, it is considered a nuisance alligator. Florida Fish and Wildlife authorities, when reported, they will remove those alligators from their habitat and even kill those alligators. So if you're taking the alligators out in the wild, never feed a wild alligator. Alligators can also jump around 4/3 of their body size, in and out of water. So if you have an airboat coming up, just something to think about. An alligator gets on your airboat, what's the best thing to do? Grab the person that's sitting next to you and throw them in front of you. And then you can jump off the boat. You have nothing to worry about. When alligators eat their food in the water, they cannot swallow under the water. The alligator will bring its head out of the water in order to swallow what it's eating. Well, you think they found out when I saw one of them getting when they put that under. Alright, yeah. Alright guys, that was my last rat. Hopefully they find it.
There's no bugs.
Oh, they're going back to the
Alright guys, that's alright. No fun. I'm going to thank everybody for coming out. That does conclude my alligator feeding demonstration. Now, since that was my last rat, guys, if there's anyone here that has any friends or family members that they do not like, I can help you get rid of them now. I'm kidding. Thank you all for coming out, guys. Thank you. How's everybody doing today? I want to welcome everybody to the Everglades Alligator Farm and to our snake show. My name is Lee. I am going to be your snake handler for today. Here in the state of Florida, we have over 42 different species of snakes, but only 4 of those are venomous. The venomous snakes we have in Florida, we have the rattlesnake, the coral snake, the copperhead, and the water moccasin. Because we have so many snakes here in Florida, your chances of running into snakes even outside of the farm, chances are going to be pretty good. Many people have a fear of snakes. That's because a lot of us, we do not know much about snakes. Many of us, we get our facts or info about snakes from movies like Snakes on a Plane, maybe even Anaconda. Snakes are bad in those movies. Also, those movies are bad, right? But snakes are not going to be bad in real life. They will never go out of their way to try to harm you, bite you, or even eat a person. They will always be way more afraid of you than you are of them. They're not slimy, wet, or disgusting creatures also. Is anyone here afraid of snakes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright.
Jesus.
So for my first snake, guys, if you'd like to come on in, feel free, come on in, guys.
Yeah.
Alright. So go ahead and take a look in there for me. See this snake, right? You can take a look. Go ahead. Snake. Take a look in there. You see the snake. See the snake? Cool snake, right? Say that name again. What kind of snake did you say it was? King snake. You're right, it is a king snake. This is a king snake. Do you know why it's called the king snake? No? Eat other snakes, you're right. Because they eat other snakes, including venomous snakes. So they're not venomous, but yes, they will eat venomous snakes. And even if bitten by a venomous snake, nothing happens to the king snake. They're not slimy, wet, or disgusting creatures. Normally I would bring them around, but because of the whole coronavirus thing, I want to be safe, guys, so don't want anybody to get sick. The king snake is commonly found throughout the state of Florida. When full grown, they only get around 3 to 4 feet. So this one here is It's not full grown. It's going to get a little bit bigger than this, but that's about it. This is actually a California king, but we have king snakes in Florida also. Moving on to my next snake. The next snake I'm bringing out. This snake is not native to Florida. These ones come from Africa. So this snake here is a ball python. The ball python is very popular in the pet trade. A lot of people own these snakes as pets, but does anyone think that this snake makes a good pet?
No.
It actually does make a pretty good pet. Because the ball python, or most smaller snakes like this one, low maintenance, you never have to take your snake out for a walk. They eat once a week only. But more importantly, the ball python is the smaller python. They only get around 3 to 5 feet when full grown, so this one is pretty much already full grown. It's going to get a little bit bigger than this, but that's about it. They rarely ever bite, and the reason why they get that name, the ball python, is because these snakes, whenever they feel scared, stressed, or threatened, they're going to curl their bodies into a small ball to hide away or protect themselves. Also non-venomous, they are constrictors. So they bite down on their prey first, wrap around their prey, squeeze it to death, and then swallow it whole. The king snake likes to eat other snakes, but ball pythons and most smaller snakes like to eat something else. Does anyone know what most smaller snakes like to eat?
Mice.
Mice and rats, you're right. They love rodents. They love to eat small rodents like mice and rats. Rats carry ticks, ticks carry Lyme disease. So if you had one snake in your yard or hundreds of rats, what would you rather have in your yard? One snake, you're right. That one snake will eat those small rodents, stop the spread of those diseases and viruses. But what do you do if you find a snake in your yard? Leave it alone, you're right. That is the best answer. The most common reaction is the worst reaction, that is to try and kill the snake. Killing the snake is a bad thing because snakes are very good for our ecosystem. Alright, moving on to my last and final snake. Alright, so that's this one right here. This is the Burmese python. The Burmese python, one of the largest snakes in the world. When full grown, the snake can get up to 20 feet long, over 200 pounds. They can eat anything up to 3 times the size of its head. These snakes are going to eat food items a lot bigger than small rodents or insects like the ball python and king snake. Believe it or not, this snake, their favorite type of food, children. You got nothing to worry about. These snakes are native to Southeast Asia, but this one right here was caught here in the Everglades. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the python problem we're having here in Florida, but this is that snake right here. They're eating all of our native animals, native birds, mammals, reptiles, including alligators. When the snake is full grown, this one is not full grown, this one is around 5-6 years. But they can get up to 20 feet long and 2 times this size and can take down an alligator around the same size as those big ones in the pond right over there. So these snakes are destroying our ecosystem in the Everglades. Very bad for us here in Florida. They're illegal to own as pets now, which is how they got here. People were buying these little baby snakes, but within 1 year they can get up to 6 feet long. So many of the owners, they were releasing them out into the wild once they got too big. Many of them escaped also. Hurricane Andrew, 1992, destroyed breeding facilities and pet stores. So a lot of them escaped. But we have to go out and hunt these snakes every night now. They're illegal to own now as pets. Very beautiful snake, but they do not belong here in South Florida. By law, you have to kill them. Normally I would hand out snakes, but can't do it today. Sorry, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming out. That does conclude my snake show. If you enjoyed the show, please feel free to show your appreciation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have an airboat, it's going to be right over there on that side. Just wrap around till you get to those tiki huts. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you. All right, everybody, it is that time. How's everybody doing today? I want to welcome everybody to the Everglades Alligator Farm and to our alligator show. My name is Lee. I am going to be your alligator handler for today. Here in this pen, I have 3 American alligators. Alligators are of the crocodilian family. This family dates back 60 million years to the time of the dinosaurs, and were said to reach lengths of about 60 feet. The largest alligator ever caught was back in Louisiana the year 1890. That alligator was 19 feet 2 inches in length. The largest alligator we have on this farm is in that pond over there. That alligator is between 13, 14 feet, over 1,000 pounds, and between 60 and 70 years old. One question I always get, what is the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Snout, you're right. So the shape of the alligator and crocodile snout, different shapes. You had one also, what'd you have? You're right. So the teeth are different. Who has more teeth though? The alligator. Alligators have more teeth. Alligators have 80 teeth, crocodiles 60 teeth. When the crocodile's jaws are closed, so all of their teeth are showing. So you can see all of their teeth, it looks like they have more teeth. But with the alligator, when the jaws are closed, the only teeth you can see sticking out are the teeth from the top jaw, so kind of like an overbite. Also, you said the shape of the snout, the nose of the alligator and crocodile, different shapes. The alligator snout is more of a rounder shape, kind of like a U shape. The crocodile snout, more of a narrow, pointy shape, so more like a V shape. But who gets bigger, the alligator or the crocodile? Crocodiles get bigger, you're right. Crocodiles, when full grown, most of them will grow up to be bigger than a full grown alligator. Who's going to be found in more places of the world, the alligator or the crocodile? Crocodile. Crocodiles are found all over the world in most of your tropical regions. Alligators are only found in 2 places, one being right here in the United States. We have the American alligator. There is one more alligator in China, and that one is called the Chinese alligator. Also, the color is different. When alligators are born, alligators have yellow stripes that run across their entire body. But as they get older and start to mature, the alligator will lose all of those stripes, and that's when they become that jet black color. Crocodiles are going to be a lighter color, more like a khaki green color. But which one is more dangerous, the alligator or the crocodile? The one that is more dangerous is the one that is close enough to you. They're both pretty dangerous, guys. Alright, so let's get one of these alligators out of the pond. The techniques I'm going to be showing today. These techniques, or most of them, they come from the Seminole and Miccosukee Indians. These techniques were used to capture the alligator. The reason why the natives would capture the alligator is because they would eat the alligator. But at first they did learn killing the alligator was a bad idea, because dragging the alligator home in this hot Florida sun, the meat of the alligator starts to spoil very fast. So they had to come up with different ways to bring the alligators home alive. Those are some of the techniques that I'm going to be showing today. The alligator I'm bringing out, this one here is a male alligator. He's around 15, 16 years old. Just a little bit over 200 pounds. This alligator is 10 times stronger than me. And if this alligator wanted to, this alligator could have his way with me any day. So nothing that I'm doing is harming or hurting this alligator, but there is plenty that this alligator can do to harm me.
Where am I going?
Alright, let's see now if I can get him to open up those jaws. Listen closely, guys. So anything that touches the inside of the alligator's mouth when those jaws are open, alligator is going to slam those jaws shut right away. The bite force of an alligator this size, 2,000 pounds per square inch. That is more than enough power to crack bones and even crush turtle shells. The first technique I'm going to show you, this technique is called the quick capture. And once on the back of the alligator, one stunt that made these shows very famous. That was showing everybody all 80 teeth of the alligator. The alligator has 40 teeth on the top jaw, 40 teeth on the bottom jaw. And if the alligator ever loses a tooth, there is going to be another tooth growing back to replace the missing one. Alligators can go through around 2,000 to 3,000 sets of teeth throughout their entire lifespan. If you look closely to the back of the alligator's throat, you can see that it's sealed shut. The back of the alligator's throat is called the glottis, and the glottis is used when the alligator grabs its prey outside of the water, drags its prey back into the water, drowns its prey, but not drown himself. At the top of the snout, the nostrils of the alligator. That is how they breathe. When the alligator is underwater, they hold their breath. They can hold their breath anywhere between 2 and 3 hours, depending on the temperature. The colder it gets outside, because alligators are cold-blooded animals, they can hold their breath longer under colder water. The alligator skull, skin-covered bone, so another weapon for the alligator. They have barely any filling on the skull. So if the alligator starts swinging his jaws around, my leg or arm gets in the way. Even with the jaws closed, more than enough power to snap my leg or even my arm in half. The eyes of the alligator. The alligator's eyes right here off to the side. Because the eyes are pointed off to the side, alligators cannot see directly in front of them. They can only see off to their sides. The ears of the alligator right here, these little flaps I'm opening up, those are the ears of the alligator, so they can hear very well. When the alligator is underwater, they're going to seal those ears shut so that no water can enter the ear canals of the alligator. Just between the ears right here, where I'm pointing my finger, right under there, that's going to be where the alligator's brain is located. The alligator's brain is only around the same size as my thumbnail.
Wow.
With the brain that small, that means the alligator is an instinctual animal, so you cannot train alligators. This next technique that I'm going to show you, this one is called bulldogging. And bulldogging was used to tie the jaws of the alligator. Sometimes the Native Americans would have to go out and hunt alligators alone. So they needed a way to tie the jaws for just one person. That is how they would do it. I got on the alligator safely right, so the show is not over yet. Not until I get off the alligator safely. Everybody, let's give the alligator a round of applause. I want to remind everybody, alligators are not your friends, they're not your buddies, and they make horrible pets. Out in the wild, alligators are fast enough to catch small dogs, small cats, and even small flying birds. So catching a human being is not a problem for an alligator. And if you see an alligator out in the wild anywhere in Florida, you always keep a safe distance. I want to thank everybody for coming out. That does conclude my alligator show. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you did enjoy the show, please feel free to show your appreciation on the way out. And if you have an airboat coming up, your airboat's going to be on that side right over there. The way you get there, exit through here, wrap all the way around to those tiki huts. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you.
Now the water is very shallow. The average depth is 10 inches or about 25 centimeters. And this is fresh water. on your hearing protection. I'm going to have to give it some gas to get a little shallow. That big one on the right, that's a real plastic alligator. Coming up on the right side, you have an iguana. He's laying on the shore. Don't be afraid to stand if you can't see. Got an alligator in front of us. Now remember, if you can't see, you can stand. Oh, he looks hungry. You know their favorite color is white. Now don't worry, if they jump in the boat, they can't get me. I'm too high. Okay, the fast part is next. Do you want a wild ride or an easy ride? Wild. Wild, okay. Make sure you put on your hearing protection. on the right. Oh, he went under. They usually do that before they jump too. Up here on the right, you can see all that's left of the people that didn't make it. Alligator in front of us. And you have another one out here on the right, next to one of those logs in the water. And of course you got your plastic gator, he's always there. We call him MIC, it stands for Made in China. is going to be a little bump when we hit the shore, so pay attention. Got one of those big alligators out here on the right.